Beginning in the late 1970s, Mercedes started using vacuum controls in their diesel engines to help shift the transmission. And throughout the 80s, these controls got more and more sophisticated. I think they kept trying to find various ways to get the transmission to shift smoothly and to shift at the right time. They've got a cable control here. You've got some valves on top of the engine. You've got a lot of vacuum lines running around. You got this funny looking valve on top of the injection pump. You got this green thing. And they put something else in the system. Right here, look at that blue thing. That's called a vacuum restrictor. So you can imagine if you've got some problems with your transmission not shifting properly, you got a whole bunch of stuff you got to deal with here. And there's a lot of adjustments you need to make, a lot of tests. Let me show you right now what these valves look like that are on top of the transmission. I've pulled this assembly off another engine rather than take the cover off here. If you look closely, there's two valves here and a lot of nipples coming off these valves with hoses going all over the place. And of course, when you apply throttle, these valves open and close at different times. Trying to figure out, okay, do these valves work? Are they opening and closing at the right time? Or do I have leaks in the vacuum hoses? It's a big challenge because these cars are so old. So if you have leaks up in this area and these valves are not working properly, this could cause your transmission to shift poorly. This yellowish looking plastic valve right here on top, the rear of the fuel injection pump, is called the Vcv valve. If you notice, coming off the top and wide, there's a black hose that goes down to the transmission modulator. So the amount of vacuum coming from this area and going to the transmission will definitely affect how your transmission shifts. So trying to figure out if this valve is even operating properly, let alone getting it adjusted correctly, is a challenge in itself. And then if you notice right here, what are you going to do about these little vacuum restrictors? And Mercedes had a bunch of different ones that they put on their cars, and these are different diameters, which restricts the quantity of vacuum going to the transmission. So to fine-tune the transmission may require messing around with these orifices. And you might be saying, well, where do I get these orifices anyway? Well, we decided to make a set for our customers because I've had a lot of requests for these. We decided to make three. We got one we marked green, which is very small, a red one, which is medium, and then a full pass-through connector in this third one. And I found that if you have three of them, once again with a very small restriction, a medium, and a full flow through the vacuum line, you're probably going to have enough to get the transmission working properly. You're going to say, well, Kent, how do I know which one to use? Well, trying to explain that in the video and trying to explain all this and how it all works together in concert could take a rather long video, and I've already written a 120 plus page manual. This is the largest manual I've ever written on fine-tuning these diesel transmissions in the late 70s and early 1980s. And so if you're looking for some restrictors, I'll be putting these on my website when I post this video. And these right here should really help you fine-tune the shifting of your diesel automatic. And the full explanation on these restrictors and how to use them in your system is fully described in the manual I mentioned earlier.